said when she got home, and you're just laying there like fucking nice.
On another fucking planet, dude. I hated
Let's
it.
just dive in. Speaking of drugs, let's just dive right into fucking Mykel's backstory and kind of how he's gotten here. And I'm surprised the motherfucker's alive, because at one point when I was down here, probably 3-4 years ago, like I had to completely detach like that he was my brother, because I thought he was gonna fucking die.
Yep.
I would be here and hearing stories from my dad, like you got hit over the head with a pistol. You fucking you're not making any fucking sense. I was just completely detached from. I have an older brother. Like I didn't in my reality. I detached from that because I didn't want to deal with the phone call where he's like, "Hey, Mykel's dead." I legitimately. I mean, you can ask Daniel, you can ask Michelle. They were the same way. We thought that's what was gonna happen. Yeah, you can kind of just start wherever.
What was the first? What got you into it? Being in Helena. What was the first time you're like, I'm gonna take? Was it weed that led up to it, or was it like someone offered you straight up meth?
It was alcohol. So I was drinking. I was getting drunk every day, going to work at Safeway, and I was working for Pepsi. And then someone had Adderall, and I was like, no, I'm not taking that. And then one day I was so fucking hungover and drunk, I was like, all right, give me one of those fuckers. And then I started taking those. And
you was like, damn, this is fire.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I feel better than I did if I, you know what I mean? I felt fine. And then from there, I was drunk again. It was alcohol. Weed. I never really liked weed. My dad had me scared shitless of it.
Same.
You know? Yeah, he took me up in the mountains and told me I had to pee test because someone told him I was a drug dealer. And and I peed clean, but he's like, you're getting kicked out of the house. And I was as a junior in high school. And so I was always afraid of weed. But then I jumped into, I was drunk, and my buddy's like, this is just like Adderall, you know, chopped up a line of dope and...
A line of coke or meth?
Meth.
And snorted it?
Yeah, snorted it. And I was like, phew, damn, that's Adderall times 10. And I was sober like that. And we started playing a fucking 1987, that fighter jet game. And we played that for hours. Dude, like nonstop. I don't think I blinked.
And then, like, because that meth, that keeps you up for a couple days.
It can. Well, at the beginning it did. You know, like a quarter gram would last me for a week or so, you know, and then towards the end, that's what I would eat at once, you know, and that's the only way I did it.
How old were you at that time?
Eating it or snorting it?
Eating it. I snorted it at first, and then I realized eating it was like a high, you know. I never shot it or anything, but I was, let's see, 20, about 20. First time.
20 was the first time, and it was just like, holy fuck.
Yeah, and I have ADD, really like a motherfucker, and so it leveled me out a lot. I mean, I was high, but I maintained a job and everything through it because I was like just zoned out at the beginning. You know, at the beginning it helped. You know.
Yeah.
But,
So you've been on that shit for 11 years.
11 years, yeah.
Every day.
Every day except for when I moved to Australia. I did it down there actually a couple times, but shit was like $50 a point down there and stuff. And I didn't have any connections, which was good.
Yeah.
I lived down there for 8 months and I was clean, and that was cold turkey. But for the most part, yeah, every day.
You moved down there because you had a girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a girlfriend moved.
And
down
you were
there.
in fucking good shape doing body lifting shit.
But I used every day to get down there. You know, I was roofing, and no one. I mean, she didn't even know until after we had broke up that I was used.
That's fucking crazy. So like, you were able to function normal for a while, but then when did it start coming to where like you started seeing shit? You started seeing us as the devil. You started all that crazy shit.
Well, I started actually. It all happened. It was like 5 years ago. I was at my parents' house, and I had this like thought that. To help gather the roses. That's all I remember that. And then I woke up the next day, and the roses was a symbol of secrecy and sexual abuse. So, and I did a thing on Facebook, and anyone who had a rose tattoo, I'd asked if they'd been sexually abused, and every one of them at the time said yeah. And so I started. That's when my life changed, because I think I started awakening to things in the world, but I was high, so it just misconstrued everything. I thought Sean was in the Illuminati. I was like, I gotta save Sean, and rather than look at him for making himself, you know, when he was 16, he told me he's gonna be champ in the UFC, and I was so close-minded to. I was like, you're from Helena, bro. Come on.
Shut up, you little fucker.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, and I'm gonna win the lottery. And he's like, if you believe it enough, you know what I mean? He's telling me about that, and sure as shit, you know, now that I got a clear head on me, I see it so much differently, all the hard work that he put in and to make himself, you know.
I know. I remember when you called I put you on speaker, and you were just going off about like my Aura ring, my fucking tattoos that I need saved, that Tim was fucking not a good person. Like,
right.
But that's crazy. That's just that's drugs thinking for you.
Right. The narrative, like Brandon said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's been going to Brandon's with me, and I told him before, I was like, Brandon's like a fucking modern day monk, a modern day guru. He's just like, but he lives in society and functions, but he's constantly learning. And like Mykel got there, and he's like, damn, dude, Brandon's just felt this aura. He's the man, dude. He's such a cool motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brandon's a cool motherfucker. But
Damn. So that was just like, was that a certain type of meth, or was it just like, okay, it got to that point doing it so long, it's like, okay, now it's starting to fuck me up.
Well, it was weird. It was hit and miss because if I usually slept like every night, you know, I dose in the morning and then go to work and stuff. But if I stayed up for a couple days, I mean, I would fucking have bugs coming out of me at one point. I swear to God, I did.
Just
I went to the ER
sleep-deprived
like
and
4 times, dude. And they were like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And I was like, "Mom, I swear to God, those motherfuckers, they're lying." I was tripping out, dude. It was embarrassing, you know. When I would come to, I was like, "Bro, I just spent like 8 hours in the shower, dude. Like, thinking bugs were coming out of me."
8 hours.
Dude. Seriously, the water was
Damn.
cold, and I was sitting there like, fucking. I wasn't picking too much, but I mean, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" And then you know, and then I'd be back normal for a while, and then it would get out there once I let a thought take over. And the way Brandon explained it, that narrative, man, I created this thing in my mind, and my perception was
That was your reality.
Yeah, it was
the
and
narrative
that's what
you
it
had.
was. You know,
Because you would post some crazy shit on Facebook too. I was like, God damn, this motherfucker's going crazy. I was sad in a way. I was like, fuck, like.
Well,
this is-
because I remember, wasn't there a time where it was like, well, you went to jail and was like, fuck, thank God that
a
might
time.
save
What
him.
about 14 times?
Well, yeah, I went to jail a lot. Probably every county.
How many? Well, I remember you got a DUI on Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah,
DUI on Father's Day.
yeah, and then a DUI in like it was the last time
Shayla's birthday. Or
really
something.
drank. Yeah, it was always on a holiday. But then I went to treatment for 30 days, and my thing was like because I had 3 DUIs before I was 25, you know, and so my out was I was doing meth already, but not heavy, you know. I'd drink and then you know I'd do it sporadically for work and stuff, and then I was like, well. I think that's why I functioned so well on meth for so long is because I didn't want that tie to it like I had with alcohol, you know. So I didn't want to have to quit. So I made sure that I, you know, went to the gym and I, you know, no one really knew until I told my dad, and then kind of started going. I started to not care as much, and then people started to notice because I dropped my guard, you know.
Yeah. So were